The Miami Heat have always been a team of interest to me, especially because as a Bulls fan, they got my boy Jimmy Buckets. But as of late, the Heat have been struggling, currently sitting at 18 and 18, which is 7th in the East, and currently staring at a 25th in the league in offensive rating, but 7th in defensive rating. Now, obviously, some of this would make sense. Eric Spoelstra is a very incredible defensive-minded coach, especially with the likes of Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler there, along with some really valuable role players who are able to do it on both sides of the floor. However, what I think has been the most odd thing about this year, obviously, as all Miami Heat fans will tell you, like my buddy Dream Hoops and Karma RK from my Discord, which, by the way, go ahead and join in the description. We talk in there all the time. Have a blast. The Miami Heat's offense really struggles because they have so little shot creation. And I'm sure everyone in this video knows that. There's a reason we've always asked for the Heat to be a team to get a Bradley Beal, a Donovan Mitchell. Because if they just got another shot creator, their team could get very much so over the hump and maybe they could finally win a championship. But right now, what's incredible to me is how Butler, Adebayo, and Hero are all scoring 21 points a game. But what's terrible and rough is just how mid to not very good the rest of the cast is. Now, while Max Strus and Kyle Lowry are averaging 14 and 13 respectively, what's really tough to look at is everybody else on a very subpar level. And honestly, it's hard to watch on offense. I was just watching them yesterday against the Denver Nuggets, and what I noticed and loved was how much they used the motion, but the issue is they had so little players that could actually take advantage of the motion because, again, they don't quite have self-shot creators. So today, guys, I want us to take a little look into the Miami Heat, who are just on a big win streak, and see just how good this team could be and why they are heating up. So on this first clip here, what we're going to take a look at, guys, is Bam Adebayo as a defensive anchor. Now, advanced defensive analytics aren't going to tell you everything about Bam, so let's take a look right here. So as you see here, Bam's on LeBron. He's got his hand out, checking him, making sure. Now, Russ is trying to direct traffic for LeBron to try and create more space, but what Bam just does so well here is close the gap and just get his arm out to be one step ahead. And now we're going to see why Bam is, in my opinion, a top 5 defender in today's league. It's just how well he's able to move everywhere on the court. As you're going to see here, Bam's on Tyrese Halliburton, a much faster, smaller guard, but Bam does not care. So what you're going to see here, first of all, is Victor Oladipo does his job as a defender to close out this passing opportunity. So now it's Tyrese versus Bam one-on-one. And what Bam did so well here, along with the help from Jimmy, is close the gap. Look at how close he is to that shot from Tyrese and forces the shot clock violation. And what Bam does so well for this team is be able to play everywhere. Because Bam is able to not only just be a viable paint defender, but also an incredible perimeter and mid-range defender, Bam gives this team versatility all over the court on defense. And I would also say the development of Bam's mid-range game, especially this season for all the Heat fans who know, this has been an incredible point for Bam because he's beginning to step up more as an offensive player. And I think that's going to be a valuable thing for the playoffs if the Heat are able to make it, which I think they will due to their incredible coaching and just overall talent. And now we got to look at the scoring of Jimmy Butler. On this first clip here, what we're going to see is him get the one-on-one with Reggie Jackson. And as he turns his back here for the ISO, and again, look at how the Miami Heat's offense, first of all, does struggle to kind of create, but they do well in terms of getting Jimmy spacing here on this play. And what he's going to do here is turn the corner, getting his shoulder down, and now is going to turn around and using his size advantage, just get a beautiful jump shot. And now what we're going to see next here is off of Kyle Lowry and Bam. And look at Jimmy here on this left corner. I know you guys can't quite see it right now, but you're going to see him stick his head out right here. And what he's going to do is from the use of Bam on the PNR, with Lowry getting separation from Tatum, Grant Williams begins to be ball watching, and Jimmy is able to slip right behind him for the beautiful bounce pass from Kyle Lowry for the turnaround layup or jump shot and gets the easy bucket. And that's just what Jimmy does so well. Obviously, we all know as watchers of basketball, Jimmy Butler is a good scorer. Obviously, he just takes a little bit of a step back in the regular season for effort, and just when the playoffs come, being able to step up and play big time for them. But honestly, I think in part of their biggest issue is too with the Heat is obviously their injury bug. We all know there have been some nights where the Heat are playing and you're looking at someone and you're like, who in the world is this guy playing right now? But honestly, Jimmy has been a really good scorer for them, and we all know what he gives on the defensive end, and he's probably their second to third best playmaker, depending on what you think. And now we got to look at Tyler Hero here. So what he's going to do here is take advantage of Minnesota ball watching because they thought they were going to hit the cutting man, and instead hits the corner here for a beautiful 3. And on this next play here, what we're going to see is, again, the use of motion by Miami to try and take advantage. He gets 3 guys right here, and instead is going to take advantage of the corner shot. Again, because of his gravity as a bit of an inside scorer, he's able to get these corner 3s. Tyler Hero is actually a good to solid playmaker, but he's an even better scorer. So what you're going to see here is off this staggered screen, what he does so well is you look, actually, he seems like he was going to pass in this play like it was designed, but instead uses Dwayne Dedmon again to create another screen to get just a step ahead of Tatum and get the beautiful lay-in. Tyler Hero has actually really stepped up as a scorer for this team, and I think honestly he's slightly improved as a playmaker. Because of all these guys being injured and out, you've seen that Tyler's had to step up on more on offense to make himself an even better all-around player. And I think this is something that has been understated due to just how rough it's been for Miami injury-wise and how rough it's been for the team as a whole record-wise, as obviously they're not as good as everyone thought they would be. But honestly, guys, this is a team right here that I think will pull it together because they have the history and track record to do so. This is an organization that knows what they're trying to do and how to do it. But there's a couple routes you could go here. The problem, one issue they have is that they don't know exactly what the value of someone like Jimmy Butler would be in the trade market. How many first round picks can you really get when Jimmy is aging and his contract is a little big, but nothing terrible to take on? And at that point, are you willing to move on from Hero or Bam? And honestly, I wouldn't at all, because Hero and Bam on the PNR is just such an incredible thing to watch. And that's something I noticed a lot in that Nuggets game, is how well they are able to use staggered screeners with Tyler Hero to make the best of his ability. I also think Bam's offensive step up this year, being more aggressive, while sometimes obviously not always working out, as Heat fans just love to tell me about, there are some nights that you're looking at Bam and you're like, this guy is the third best center in basketball, and there are other nights where it's, what the hell are you doing with this shot? And honestly, I just love this team, but the issue is we know what this team will do. They're either going to be a really great threat that nobody wants to play in the playoffs due to their defensive versatility, as well as just Jimmy and Bam and Tyler as offensive threats as well, or they're going to be a team that kind of fizzles out in the first round, and that wasn't really that big of an issue, but we trusted them off of reputation alone. So guys, this was Amster Knows Hoops. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you guys think of the Heat and how well they've been playing lately and what you think their ceiling is. Thank you.